In the age of social media, it's incredibly important for an artist to be able to showcase a diverse portfolio of work to other people. One often has to find a community or a niche to fit into, and throughout the years, artists have come up with a lot of creative events to help challenge skills and connect to others. And yet for me, I find the monthly challenge posts to be a bit daunting, kind of hard to catch up to at times. And these challenges feel social, and yet when I post, it often just feels like I'm screaming into a void with empty hashtags, and art trades rely heavily on having artists you can trade art with. For the last few years, I've really only been participating in Artfight when it comes to social art events, and if you had to ask me, I kind of want more things like Artfight. It's no secret I've been focused on reporting about Artfight for the next few videos, but when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, I went back to that thought. Why isn't there something like Artfight? The premise of the game is based on gifting pieces of art to one another. Even if it isn't digital art or visual art like what the Artfight platform utilizes, you could trade a lot of different mediums with one another. You could trade fan fiction based on fictional characters. You could trade music. You could trade food recipes. You could trade 3D printed stuff. I think the concept could pair nicely with a lot of different ideas. Certainly an opinion, but I didn't really have a way to engage with this opinion deeper, as any search about a second or separate Artfight-like event doesn't really lead to anything concrete. There's people who host smaller versions of the event, but there's nothing as officially accepted or as well known as Artfight. But as I was scrolling through my TikTok, I stumbled across a little video on my For You page.
Help. Help. What?
It was definitely something that took my interest. For a bit of context, Artfight, before it had its own website, was hosted on some small forum pet sites. They also had a small community on the art hosting site DeviantArt. But a second Artfight, that was something. I was trying to see what this person was talking about. I scrolled through quite a number of comments, and one thing was for sure. The original poster was hellbent on gatekeeping what this second Artfight event was, due to the fact that the people associated with this event are possibly more critical when it comes to the art skills of their users there. Despite hints being given, I just was not able to find what this poster was talking about. Though reading through some of the comments, I was led to a couple of small little rabbit holes. One of them led me to an archive of a 2015 forum, yet it didn't really have much left of it. It was a bit difficult finding anything Artfight related that predated the artfight.net website. Going back to the idea of finding small events that are similar to Artfight, I found some alternatives. There was something called Nuzfight, which is similar in theory to Artfight, except Nuzfight accepts all types of mediums, including music or writing. And instead of going through the month of July, it goes from March to April. I was also led to something called A&M's Artfight, which had some more apparent differences. Compared to Artfight, the age minimum for A&M's Artfight is 18. It also doesn't have a specific date range it commits to yearly, rather it hosts events when it sort of feels like it. It's also hosted completely on a Discord server. Rather than focusing on original characters, people focus on art prompts related to whatever the event's theme is. And when you sign up for an active event, you provide a couple of prompts. Those prompts will be what you and others have to make works on. Also, like Nuzfight, this version of Artfight accepts all types of work, not just limited to visual mediums. Someone in the comments also mentioned that their friend created a bot for Discord servers, one called Art Scuffle, which brings the Artfight experience to your Discord server. It's an interesting concept, and it's now a bot I'm sort of keeping in my back pocket to use one day. The examples were kind of what I had in mind with Artfight alternatives, and yet neither concept was as well known or as well appreciated as Artfight. Though I can imagine coming up with something of that scale can be incredibly difficult. These alternatives go out of their way to use forum sites and Discord communities, since they're sort of easier to moderate and host content on. You'd also have to worry about living in the shadow of the actual Artfight's brand and image. Even the alternatives I looked at all sort of cling to the Artfight name in some capacity. And in my research for this video, I kind of realized that Artfight wasn't really that big until the last couple of years. When I joined in 2017, the site only had above 26k participants in the event. and it only got bigger from there. In 2024, the event reported having 425,000 participants playing, and I can imagine it's probably a similar number for 2025. Despite the long history of the event, Art-Fight is really only now just making its presence known within the online art community. Maybe all the event needs is just a bit more time in the spotlight before we see a worthy competitor. It's not that I don't love Art-Fight, I love the event and what it stands for. I just want more events like it because it has the capacity to really bring in strangers together. It brings together a level of creativity and community that I don't really think a lot of art events right now do.